Hi, we're Team 2980, or some people from Team 2980, the Whidbey Island Wildcats. I'm Holly, and that's Logan, Marcus, Taylor, Natalie, and Matthew. I don't know if you can see all of them, but we're going to be talking about making the world a better place, really, and how we've built our community through all the cool projects and things that we've been doing over the past few years. So. It works. Okay.
So one of the very important questions might be why we help our community. I'm the Logan that she pointed to, by the way. So one of the things that is important about helping our community is that we make the world a better place. We create solutions to problems and help raise awareness about them. We give back to our community that helps us, and we make good people through the process. It might be kind of a stretch to see how robotics and STEM in general applies to some of those topics. But really, there is no field better suited to tackling these issues than STEM. Through STEM, we can help raise awareness, we can do research, tackle real problems using real solutions. That's one of the things that FIRST is about at every level. We just had an FLL competition yesterday, where our teams were doing their projects. And FLL is amazing. You would not believe the creativity of some of these kids until you actually saw their project solutions. One of the projects that we're most proud of at the Whidbey Island Wildcats robotics team are our micro homes. So we do our best to make our community livable for everyone of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds. The micro homes were the pinnacle of our building projects over the past few years. That include ramps, as you can see in the top, sheds, and micro homes. So ramps, they're for people who are disabled. We have many members of our community that have come to us and asked us if there's anything that we can do to help them. And honestly, the simplest thing we could do is just use the skills that FIRST has taught us to make a ramp. And these ramps are ADA compliant, mobile. You can take them from the house that they're deployed at first, once the person's recovered, and move them somewhere else where somebody else needs them. And of course, there are micro homes. So micro homes are the result of a giant competition that we tried to host last year, soliciting designs for micro homes from the community. Of the designs that we got, we built 2 copies of the winning micro home design and are now donating them to Spin Cafe, which is a local charity for the homeless. Taylor is going to talk about our haptic feedback devices.
No, the last slide.
Oh,
go back.
Oh,
Yeah.
You want to go back to the last slide? Okay.
Another thing I like to talk about is that not every project needs to have the FIRST banner over it, or needs to be associated with your team, or have the word robots in it. So none of this has a robot on. There isn't, a shooting mechanism on any of these. One of the things we work with is called Hearts and Hammers, and that's a local charity organization that works to improve houses in our community to make them livable again. Every year we go out with a bunch of our team members and volunteer with them to make sure that we can get as many people in our community and have a livable home. And we don't require them to put our logo or anything. And everyone from our team who volunteers with them always says that it's one of the best experiences of the year to go and work on a real project, helping real people, just making our community better.
Haptic, anyone? Okay.
So another thing that we do is we work to better individuals' lives. So we had a special ed student at our high school come to us. He was blind, and he wanted to be able to wander around the halls of our school without the use of a cane or an aid. So we made this hat that you can see Logan wearing. That was one of the earlier prototypes, and he was able to actually wander around. We had a prosthetics program, that we gave out 2 arms to 2 young girls, and we made a finger to help somebody who had lost one of his middle finger to a paint injection accident. The big thing for me is our Lego camps and our FLL teams, though. I enjoy. It's amazing to see what young kids can do when you put a robot in their hands, and if you show them the impact they can make in the world. Every year we host 1 or 2 Lego camps where we invite kids, elementary, middle school, up to our high school, and we teach them the basics of robotics and programming with the use of Lego robots like they use in FLL. And then we have them compete. We have them build a robot and compete in a smaller FTC-style game. And it's just amazing to see the things that they can come up with, and like just what they can do. Matthew.
Well, it's important for teams that go into their community and help individuals as well as groups as a whole. It's also important not to forget in the place that we live. Especially where we live, there's a great environment that we're surrounded by, and sometimes it seems as if it's being neglected. But using STEM, every team that you see, it can help protect that environment. That's what we really try to do with 2 projects, one of them being the Whidbey IoT project, which is a networking project that involves monitoring the environment around Whidbey Island. We are prototyping currently inside our greenhouse, which are these 2 pictures you can see right there onto the sides, which is helping monitor all sorts of things such as humidity and other factors that might impact it, and helping create a network all throughout Island that really brings the community together to understand what's truly impacting us, as well as our robotic deer project, which is run through our Washington Fish and Wildlife Department, which helps catch poachers. For instance, this was the original model, and it helped identify poachers that were hunting during non-hunting seasons. And it's a way for not only us to help the environment and everything that lives in it, but as well as helping raise awareness of the problems that are currently affecting everyone. Okay, so this isn't just about this. It's about how everyone here and all the teams can help their community, because all of us here feel as if it's the most important thing for us and for FIRST, or that's like their main objective, is to help your community. You can reach out to small businesses and everyone that's in your community. Start with small projects. Work with like a single person, because just that single person can make all the difference. And people hearing about that will want them to come to you to help, so you can help more people. So this is hold on, anyone else?
So one of the things that we've recently started working with is called the Social Progress Index. The Social Progress Index is a very basic way of quantifying kind of living conditions for people in different places. It's known as Better Future for All in the US, and it measures a country's ability to support human life. There are different dimensions, as you can see: basic human needs, foundations of well-being, and opportunity. It really gives you more information about how your community and the world at large is stacking up in terms of how it makes life livable for regular people. And it justifies the things that we do as a team and the things that FIRST Robotics has been trying to do since it's been founded, essentially. One of the big things is that we need to make the world a better place, one team at a time.
Okay, so I think a huge part about making the world a better place, one team at a time, is trying to make every team feel inclusive to every person. So a big part of what I do on the team currently is I'm working a lot with girls in STEM. So I just recently mentored 3 all-female FLL teams, and that was amazing to get to see all the things that you can do, that girls feel that they can do if they're taught that they can do it at such a young age, because I didn't even really know about robots or any of the cool things that you could do through robots until I came to high school. And so it's amazing to be able to build more teams that introduce girls into robotics. And yeah, is there any more slides? Okay. Natalie, do you want to talk?
Hi, I'm Natalie. I don't know if I was on the camera when they were pointing. So I have just a quick story to tell about the finger. So the main point of the story is that you don't have to have success to make an impact, right? So there's going to be failure, and then projects aren't always going to succeed. So I worked with a guy who lost his finger, and we tried to make him a finger because he was trying to play the saxophone, and you need to hit the keys to make the notes go, as you know. And so we made it with like 3D printed parts and CADing, and he came in several times, and he kind of figured out what he needed to regain his ability to play the instrument. And what ended up happening is that he didn't get our finger and then magically he was able to play the saxophone again, because it's a 3D printed finger and we're high schoolers with limited time. So that didn't work out. But what he ended up doing was he was able to go to a company that makes prosthetics with the knowledge that he gained from working with me and the team, and to figure out what he wanted. And he ended up getting a finger professionally made, which is much better than our itchy 3D printed ones. And now he can play the saxophone again. I think he's teaching. So the moral of the story is that what matters is that you go and you show, or you go out and you try to help people and kind of show them what you do. And then it doesn't matter if you're successful or not, because you'll still have an impact on others. Yeah. Did you guys have any questions for us?
What's the next big project you guys are going to tackle?
There's the microphone. There's so much going on right now.
So that's kind of what's going on with the Social Progress Index. We're trying to work with them in order to better catalog information. So this is just a partnership that was just started, so we don't have anything really concrete now, but one of the ideas that has been tossed around and a lot of team members seem to enjoy is the idea of creating an app that anybody could use, anybody could download, and then working with the team or working with the Social Progress Index people, they could get localized information so that we can get a higher resolution image, if you will, of the Social Progress Index across the world. So instead of just doing it by country or by region or by state, you can lower that resolution down to even the size of a small village in, say, India or America or Canada. And you can see exactly how people there are living and what can be done to help people across the world. Any other questions?
So if another team wanted to get involved with this, what do they need to do?
With the Social Progress Index specifically?
Yeah.
I actually don't have contact information for the Social Progress Index off the top of my head, but if you contact us, then we can help patch you through and we can work with you on this project and other projects. And our team email is ohhs2980@gmail.com. We have a team website.
Will you say that one more time, but hold the mic close to your mouth? Yeah.
ohhs2980@gmail.com.
So how do you as a team pass down these projects to the lower classmen as they start coming up? And how do you keep these projects going? How do you keep them from
For the benefit of the folks online, the question is how do you what's the succession plan for this outstanding project? How do you pass it on to the next generation and can keep it continuing to grow?
I think the biggest thing about our team is that we do such exciting projects that like the idea of makes people feel good. The idea of being able to help someone who's blind and who can't see be able to do something similar to that, it sort of just creates this spark in the younger students on the team, and it's a very like attention-grabbing thing when deciding to join the Wildcats. And so I think the biggest part about passing down the knowledge is creating things that excite people to want to learn about it. And yeah, I think that was the biggest part about wanting to join the team, is knowing that you can do such great things with the information that you're going to keep learning, and just continuing to absorb the information that these people who've been on the team for long periods of time have absorbed. So, yeah. Questions?